As we get closer to 1 year and get ready to start another year, we are always watching these 6 critical threats that may impact our economy and our housing market. And these are the things that I suggest that you also watch to see what's going to happen next. Number one is mortgage rates. According to Freddie Mac, the average rates in the last 52 weeks have fluctuated between 6 and 7.5%. What we are looking forward to is having those rates stabilize a little bit more, most likely towards the middle of next year. And this stabilization may encourage more buyers and sellers to come back to the market and have a higher activity in sales. Number two, as a result, would be the rebounding home sales, which is one of the most important factors that I track. And this can be a result of the improved job market conditions, increased inventory, and overall opportunities what the next year can bring. So far, the average 2025 sales projection for existing homes is about 9% for year 2025. And new construction can rise as high as 11%. 2026 prediction that already is out there states that existing homes may rise by 13%. New home construction can increase by 8% in 2026. And number three is overall economy, the predictions, and job creation. And this is overall good news because of the new incoming government, getting things settled and watching what the new government implements in the first 90 days of operations. Increased job growth is going to bolster consumer confidence and spending power. And that directly is going to affect the housing sector because we have new jobs. That means that housing is going to be in need. New factories, new housing is needed. Worries over the elections and what's coming up are also going to ease. People are going to kind of relax and calm down because the new government is in operations. Things are moving forward, and let's get back to everyday normal activities. Another reminder is for a lower inflation rate. What we are expecting for 2025 is 2.2%, which is much nicer compared to the last few years. We had 3.4 for 2024, 4.6 for 2023, and 9.59 for 2022. And this also just gives us some confidence in, again, moving forward. Number four is shift in buyer demographics. And this is where I see things very, very interesting that I want to share with you. It's really interesting to see newer patterns that are emerging that I think are going to have interesting effects that we're going to start to see in 2025. And here's why. More and more buyers are actually skipping getting a mortgage. And the reason is because of the increase in equity if these buyers are selling their current homes and going to a next one. The actual percentage of all cash buyers has increased to overall to 26% of home sales over the last year. 31% of repeat buyers have paid all cash for their next home purchase. First-time home buyers are actually getting older. The median age of first-time home buyers is now age 38, which is part of the millennial generation. It is the oldest age that we have seen for first-time home buyers in a very long time. And the reason being is that they are realizing that they have to wait a little bit longer to save for the down payment and closing costs because of the increased prices that we have seen for the last 3 years. They also potentially are hoping that mom and dad are going to help them with some funds. And overall, the goal is to save as much as 9% towards your down payment and closing costs, which is the highest number that we have seen in the last 30 years. The next one is the allure of the cities. So even though during the pandemic, we have seen a lot of people are actually running out of cities, going into the suburban settings, what we are seeing now is that people are coming back. And this uptick is actually one of the largest that we have seen in the last decade. More and more buyers are actually pooling their money. It was interesting because I've done some research and I did another video with regards to multi-generational strategies that are emerging where families are pulling their funds together and purchasing homes to live together, where you have a few different generations, different ages living together. And here's why. The number one reason, of course, is cost savings. They're combining incomes to save money and to be able to just have one mortgage payment. Over the last year, over 17% increase that we have seen in such transactions where you have multiple families coming together to make this kind of purchase. I believe that we're also going to see this trend becoming more and more popular because kids are moving back and bringing their parents in together to be able to take care of them because their parents are getting older and older. And it's also helpful because now the grandparents can help with grandkids and helping taking care of the child care to help, again, pool the resources and to reduce the expenses. Single women are continuing to outpace in home purchases over single men purchasers. A drop in mortgage rate has triggered more and more single to enter the housing market to purchase the homes just on their own. Single women held a 24% market share of purchases just on their own in the last year, where single men's percentage was only 11. Number 5 on our list are federal policies and dynamics. What can we expect here? Well, this is where the impact of the new leadership is going to come into play. Of course, after the inauguration that happens in January, we're going to be closely watching for the new government's first 90 days plan, which is where they are rolling out the changes, kind of getting settled in and figuring things out and saying, okay, this is the implementation of our top things that we're going to focus on first. And here, what we are watching for are any moves that are going to directly impact the economy. And of course, a big part of that is the housing market. We're talking about taxation. We're talking about any other changes and reforms affecting the financial situation, which of course is going to affect the housing market, including the interest rates, which is what we watch almost every day. Number 6 is national migration trends. It's very interesting to see, and I watch this quite closely on a regular basis throughout the year to see where are people moving from and where are they heading to, which state to which state. There are such factors that many people are considering. Number 1 that has been on people's minds for the last couple of years, of course, is work conditions. If someone is working hybrid or is able to work from home, as you remember, a lot of people need to move down south because of cost considerations, because of the mild climate, and they headed down to Florida. And it's interesting to see what the current patterns are for the end of this year and how they're going to evolve next year. The top inbound states for 2024 are Idaho, South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, and Georgia. The top outbound states for 24 are California, Illinois, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Washington. And my bonus tip here is to help you understand just one important but simple fact. All of us, all of you, need to have a place to live somewhere. It is really the number one factor in our necessities and our requirements. People lose jobs. They find new jobs. People need to downsize because of the health situation or changes in their lifestyle or something else. Life, as you know, is going to create many opportunities for you, and this is what exactly we're going to see in the housing market. So when is the right time to make a move for you? This is what I always tell all of my clients. The right time is when you think it's the right time for you in your own period, in your own life journey. So share with us what you are seeing in your own neighborhood, in your own market right now. What are you thinking is going to happen next year? So that way we can have a great discussion to help you make your plans.